Health literacy is more than just the ability to read health information.
राइट सो हमारा सोसाइटी में मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन मिसबिलीव हेल्थ को लेके बहुत है।
आज हमारे साथ एक खास मेहमान जुड़े हैं, डॉक्टर तपन घोष। कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करें कि ये क्रेडिबल हेल्थ एडवाइस है या एक मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन है?
सी very dangerous misinformation and misbelief is thinking that heart symptom is because of the gas.
Health literacy is more than just the ability to read health information. It's about comprehending and applying that knowledge in ways that promote a healthier lifestyle. और आज के इस दौर में फेक मैसेज या मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन की बात करें तो दैट इज जस्ट अ क्लिक अवे, एंड ये कभी कभी मुश्किल हो जाता है पहचानना कि क्या सच है और क्या झूठ है। और अगर हेल्थ से जुड़ी मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन हो तो वो और भी खतरनाक हो सकता है। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ उर्वशी कपूर और आज हमारे साथ एक खास मेहमान जुड़े हैं, डॉक्टर तपन घोष। ही इज सीनियर डायरेक्टर कार्डियोलॉजी फ्रॉम फोर्टिस हॉस्पिटल वसंत कुंज, न्यू दिल्ली। वेलकम सर।
Thank you.
आज हम सर से कुछ हेल्थ रिलेटेड मिथ्स एंड मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन के ऊपर चर्चा करने वाले हैं। आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट द ऑडियंस कि अगर आपके पास कोई सवाल है तो आप चैट बॉक्स पे लिख सकते हैं एंड वी कैन आंसर दोस क्वेश्चंस एज वेल। Meanwhile, sir, I have a couple of questions that we want you to answer. आप इतने सालों से प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, you are such a renowned doctor. क्या आपने भी कभी हेल्थ से जुड़े मिथ्स या मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन का सामना किया है, और हैव यू एवर एनकाउंटर्ड एनी सच आई मीन myth या misinformation during your practice? If you want to share your experience with us.
Myths are there in everyone's life. Like मेरे जीवन के साथ ही जुड़ा हुआ है। मैं बचपन में जब मेरा बुखार होता था मैं अनकॉन्शियस हो जाता था। तो मेरा माँ मुझे सामने ही कोई उनके पास ले जाते थे, वो मंत्र पढ़ के उसमें फूंक मार देते थे, माँ पानी पिलाती थी। तो दैट्स हाउ आई वाज बोर्न। सी नाउ
Wow.
आई एम ए क्वालिफाइड डॉक्टर टुडे एंड आज मुझे पता है क्यों बुखार होता है, व्हाट इज कॉल्ड फिब्राइल सीजर। बट उस टाइम मुझे भी पता नहीं था, मैं छोटा था, बट आई गॉन थ्रू दैट। राइट सो हमारा सोसाइटी में मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन मिसबिलीव हेल्थ को लेके बहुत है। ये इसके कारण मुख्य है ये इसीलिए कि कुछ कुछ डिजीज जो सेल्फ लिमिटिंग होते हैं। क्लासिक एग्जाम्पल जॉन्डिस, जो हेपेटाइटिस होते हैं, वायरल हेपेटाइटिस, इसे सेल्फ लिमिटिंग डिसीज। तो कॉमन हेपेटाइटिस अगर किसी को हो जाता है, आप किसी भी मंत्र पढ़ के उसमें पानी में फूंक मार के पानी पिला दीजिए, वो ठीक हो जाएंगे। दैट्स राइट, दिस इज नॉट द क्रेडिट ऑफ दैट पर्सन, दिस इज द नेचुरल हिस्ट्री ऑफ द डिसीज। बॉडी ठीक हो जाते हैं। कॉमन कॉमन कोल्ड, जो काफ एंड कोल्ड होते हैं, उसमें कुछ भी पत्ता आप उसको दे दीजिए, भाई ये खाओ 3 दिन ठीक हो जाओगे, ऐसे ही ठीक हो जाते। दैट्स हाउ एक्चुअली दिस मिसइंफॉर्मेशन मेनली बिकॉज ऑफ द नेचुरल हिस्ट्री ऑफ द डिजीज एंड पीपल टेक एडवांटेज, लोग इसको एडवांटेज लेते हैं। दिस इज द नाइडस ऑफ मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन। यस।
जी, एंड आई एम श्योर आपके पास जब पेशेंट्स आते होंगे तो कुछ पेशेंट्स ऑनलाइन पढ़ के आते हैं, राइट? अगर उनको कुछ तकलीफ होती है तो अपना पहले रिसर्च करके ऑनलाइन आते हैं, एंड समटाइम्स यू नो दे फॉल इनटू मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन। और हेल्थ से जुड़ी अगर हम मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन की बात करें तो वो ऑलरेडी पढ़ के आते हैं और कुछ अपने घरेलू नुस्खे भी अपना के आई एम श्योर आते हैं। तो क्या ऐसे क्या इस ऐसा कुछ आपका एक्सपीरियंस है कि आपके पास ऑलरेडी जो पेशेंट्स आए, आई मीन यू आर अ कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट, सो हार्ट हेल्थ से रिलेटेड कुछ रिसर्च करके आए या कुछ नुस्खे अपना के आए? तो ऐसे में क्या मतलब ऐसे कोई पेशेंट्स आए हैं या ऐसा कोई आप एग्जांपल शेयर करना चाहते हो कि दे हैड सम मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट हार्ट हेल्थ affected your patients or the general public? As I mean, if
See, very dangerous misinformation and misbelief is thinking that heart symptom is because of the gas. Right?
right.
Anybody who has a tummy problem, like, something happening here or here, we tend to pass on it to as a gas. कि मेरा गैस हो गया था उस दिन. So this is the commonest cause of missing heart disease diagnosis and treatment. सो हार्ट डिजीज की वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एक पहलू है, वो है गोल्डन आवर कॉन्सेप्ट। अगर आपका एक्यूट हार्ट अटैक हुआ है और आपको 1 घंटे में डायग्नोसिस हो गया एंड सही तरह से ट्रीटमेंट हो गया, तो एब्सोल्युटली फुल्ली रिवर्सेबल कंडीशन है, ठीक हो जाते हैं। तो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी एटलीस्ट 5 in 100 केसेस ऑफ एक्यूट एमआई हम देखते हैं कि द पर्सन थॉट दैट ये गैस प्रॉब्लम है। दैट्स द कॉमनेस्ट मिसबिलीव एंड मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड मिथ, इग्नोरिंग हार्ट सिम्टम एज ए गैस। सो यहाँ पे अगर कुछ होता है तो इसका व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन? सपोज यू हैव समथिंग हियर, देन व्हाट यू डू? एंड सो इसके लिए आई गिव ए वेरी स्मॉल टिप्स. If you have any epigastric pain, upper abdomen pain or chest pain, and you think that it is not heart disease, you are thinking that it is gas, आपको लगता है कि गैस है, तो क्या करेंगे आप? 15 ml लिक्विड एंटासिड, जैसे डाइजिन जेल होता है, 15 ml liquid antacid, wait for 15 minutes. So if you do not get relief within 15 minutes, rush to the nearest hospital, get a ECG done, it could be heart disease. So again, I'll repeat, any pain here or here, 15 minutes duration, and you think that it is not heart disease, it is heart, it is a pain abdomen, it is a gas, then take 15 ml Digene or liquid antacid, wait for 15 minutes. If it is not relieved, go to the nearest hospital, get a ECG done, it could be heart attack. Then you are still in the golden hour. You don't miss the time. Then second myth, about the cholesterol, right? मिसइन्फॉर्मेशन। देखिए, मेरा तो कोलेस्ट्रॉल हाई है, मुझे पता है, 4 सालों से मैं हेल्थ चेक करा रहा हूँ। वेरी कॉमन, वेरी वेरी कॉमन, इवन इन द एजुकेटेड masses, they are getting health check done. Last 5 years, LDL cholesterol is 130. The bad cholesterol is 130. 130, it should be less than 100. But with that 130 is moving around for 5 years. So we have missed the opportunity to treat him for last 5 years, in spite of having knowledge that he has dyslipidemia or high cholesterol.
As in there are numerous claims about dietary supplements and heart health. ऐसा होता है, मतलब ऐसे काफी ऑनलाइन आर्टिकल्स भी होते हैं कि हमें ये सप्लीमेंट्स खाने चाहिए, इससे हमारी हार्ट हेल्थ अच्छी हो जाएगी। और एंड पीपल डोंट रियलाइज कि सबकी बॉडी अलग अलग तरीके से रिएक्ट कर सकती है किसी भी सप्लीमेंट को, राइट? सो ऐसे में लोगों को किन बातों का ध्यान देना चाहिए while they consume such supplements?
So dietary supplements, by and large, it is not recognized by any medical society or any book or any science. So modern medicine or modern cardiology कोई dietary nutraceuticals recommend नहीं करते। इसलिए नहीं करते कि इसका प्रूवन बेनिफिट नहीं है। नाउ कुछ कुछ न्यूट्रास्यूटिकल्स हैं, दे कैन बी हार्मफुल। Commonest example, youngsters going to the gyms, the gym instructors tells them that you take this supplement, right, which contains phosphofructokinase, and that is very very dangerous. We have seen at least 5 cases of heart failure with kidney failure because of those supplements. Very dangerous. So not only that they are bad, they can be lethal, they can be harmful, they can take you away your life. So one should be very very cautious and categorical before you take this, and one should always consult the doctor if you're taking other medicines, that whether there is a drug interaction with this or not. By and large, nutraceuticals or dietary supplements are not recommended and not to be taken. So that is the standing of Cardiological Society of India and American College of Cardiology.
If you have any questions related to health misinformation or heart related misinformation, so please ask, because ये opportunity हमें बार बार नहीं आने वाली है, क्योंकि सर का time is also precious. Yes, so we are getting some questions in chat. Guys, please post your questions related to health misinformation in the chat box and we will take your answers.
Yeah. Shreya Sharma has put a question.
Shreya Sharma is asking question related to health. Okay, so this is not directly related to misinformation, but it's related to health. Sir, how successful is angioplasty?
Yes. So thank you for the question. Actually, it's a very, very successful procedure. If you have acute heart attack, this is the treatment. This is the best treatment you can have, acute angioplasty. And this saves life. And angioplasty saves lives only in this situation, not in the angina situation. In unstable angina and acute heart attack, these are the two situations where angioplasty is very, very successful and it reduces death rate. That means the longevity is prolonged. So it's very, very successful.
राइट सो आई थिंक अब हमारे पास काफी क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं। देविका मेहता ने हमसे सवाल पूछा है कि हाउ कैन यूजर्स डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन क्रेडिबल हेल्थ एडवाइस एंड मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन व्हेन फॉलोइंग इन्फ्लुएंसर्स या कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स। सोशल मीडिया आजकल लोग काफी फॉलो कर रहे हैं और उसमें जो इन्फ्लुएंसर्स आजकल जिनके बहुत सारे फॉलोअर्स हैं वो भी कुछ ऐसे टिप्स शेयर करते हैं, तो उस दौरान कैसे डिफरेंशिएट करें कि ये क्रेडिबल हेल्थ एडवाइस है या एक मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन है।
See, one must understand, we are living in a area of information overload syndrome. So there's more information, more literature, more data than you can consume and you require. So one has to be very, very careful. First thing is that, if you're reading an article, you look into the scientific credibility of the article. Is it a scientific journal? Is it a, health magazine or any other magazine? And does it serve your purpose? As for example, suppose you are diabetic, then there is no point in reading article which is written on dietary supplements. You should definitely look into diabetic health, and you can Google it, you can get the sources, and there will be diet in diabetics, good chapters, then you can read those. Now the issue is health influencer. Health influencer will be always there, because health is a service industry and there will be people, they will be paid, and it will continue to be there. So one has to be very, very categorical, and you see the information, and if they're trying to sell anything at the end of the article, then probably no. If it is a neutral article giving an example with a scientific evidence, with a reference, with a cross reference, then that's fine. So that's how you know that it is scientific.
Right. We have another question. Okay, so again, this is related to health, but we can take it. अभिनव शर्मा का सवाल है कि अगर हमें माइनर पेन होता है तो क्या हमें सीरियसली लेना चाहिए?
Any pain. See, if you have chest pain, I'll just show you any pain here at the center of the chest, right? Can you see me?
Yeah, yes.
Center of the chest, right? Going to the left arm or right arm, or going here, or jaw, right? Both the jaw, or nape of the neck, down to the umbilicus. Any pain anywhere, it is to be taken with a pinch of salt. It could be heart attack. And if the pain persists for more than 20 minutes, if you perspire, if you are sweating, अगर आपको पसीना आ रहा है, right? And persist कर रहे हैं पेन, साथ में palpitation हो रहा है, बाद लेफ्ट या राइट आर्म में पेन जा रहा है, this is a heart attack, then you should take aspirin, Disprin, half tablet, you chew it. Don't swallow, chew it. And then go to the nearest hospital where ECG can be done and interpreted and get, treated there. ECG should be done immediately after onset of such symptoms. You should not sit on this, because we cannot miss the golden hour. I told you, first hour is the best hour for treatment.
राइट एंड आई थिंक ये जो सर आपने बताया डेमो देके, आई एम श्योर जिनका ये सवाल था, आप अब आपके सवालों का जवाब सर ने अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है। अगला सवाल हम लेते हैं। सर, अभी आपने रिसेंटली अभी बताया था कि जिम के कुछ ऐसे केसेस आए थे जहाँ पे जिम करने के बाद भी लोगों को ये दिक्कत का सामना करना पड़ा। तो क्या व्हाट इज सो एक सवाल है, व्हाट इज द रीजन ऑफ इंक्रीजिंग केसेस ऑफ हार्ट अटैक? और अगर हम इसको रिलेट करें कि कुछ केसेस आए थे जिसमें जिम करने के बाद लोगों को इस प्रॉब्लम का सामना करना पड़ा, तो इसके बारे में आप अगर कुछ बताना चाहें।
जिम करने का रूल्स होते हैं, रूल्स see, exercise is a therapeutic adventure, and it has to be prescribed. And if you are fit and fine, आपका कोई disease नहीं है, that means you have checked your blood pressure is fine, you know your cholesterol number, then you know that you are fine. But if you have not checked your cholesterol, you have not checked your blood pressure even in lifetime, then I think you should check it first before you go for a exercise program. Now, once you are planning to go for exercise program, please remember that the best time of exercise is either early morning or late afternoon. And you should have had good sleep. आपकी नींद अच्छी आनी चाहिए पहले, इसके पहले वाला नाइट. Then you should hydrate yourself. मतलब आपको अच्छे से पानी पी के इसके बाद एक्सरसाइज करना है. देन मेंटली यू शुड बी कूल एंड काम एंड कंपोस्ट. आपका स्ट्रेस बहुत है, रात को आप सोए नहीं है, सुबह उठ के आप सडनली आप दौड़ने लगे, दैट्स अ डेंजरस थिंग. And all exercises should be done under supervision initially and in 3 phases: warm up, peak exercise, and cool down. That's the way you should do it. Suppose you like to go for jogging. The idea is that first lap you should walk fast and then start slow jogging, then peak jogging, and then gradually decline. And last lap should be again walk. That's how we say it's a normal distribution. Gradual onset, peak exercise, and cool down. So first 10 minutes warm up, 20 minutes peak exercise, 10 minutes cool down. That's how you should do it. Weightlifting, suppose you're lifting weight, be very, very careful. Sudden weightlifting causes, disproportionate load on the heart. And weightlifting, by and large, weightlifting causes good muscles, but they're not heart healthy. They make the heart muscles swell up. So it is not healthy. The best form of exercise are jogging, cycling, swimming, and treadmill exercises and fast walk. Right? These are the best form of exercises, which are called isotonic exercise, as opposed to isometric exercise, where the muscle length becomes smaller with the weightlifting. That's not a very good exercise. So
Right.
if आप कर रहे हैं exercise, then go with the gradual and up to say 20 kg or so, just to maintain your muscle strength. Going to 40, 50, 60 kgs higher weights does not help you in gaining, health. It actually makes your body look better at the cost of your heart.
Right. So, and very nicely said. No, I mean, if you are making your body look better, but you should not do it at the cost of your heart. So, सबके लिए अलग अलग exercises recommended होती हैं as per your body mass index. And
Yeah.
there are trainers in the gym wherever you go, and सबकी body अलग अलग तरीके की होती है. So we should not follow each other, right? Other people कि वो ऐसा है तो हम भी ऐसे करेंगे, and then we start doing strenuous exercises that might affect our health, and that might be one of the reasons जब कि ऐसे हादसों का सामना करना पड़ सकता है. तो अगला सवाल है, and I think this is a very interesting question. रंजना मिश्रा जी पूछ रही है कि एक न्यूज देखी थी कि छोटे बच्चों को या नर्सरी के बच्चों को भी हार्ट अटैक आया. आई मीन, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल?
Yes,
और
yes,
आप
yes,
बच्चों को
yes.
कैसे सेव करें?
So basically, you see, कुछ congenital heart disease है जो आपका ये बच्चों में हार्ट अटैक कर सकता है, right? So these congenital heart diseases are like unicuspid aortic valve. जो valve कास्प है वो सिंगल कास्प है, जब 3 परतें होते हैं वाल्व में, एक परतें हैं बचपन से, तो उनको होता है. ऐसे कुछ कॉन्जेनिटल हार्ट डिजीज है, कोई होल है हार्ट में, या कोई कॉन्जेनिटल रिदम डिस्टर्बेंसेस है, उनके ईसीजी में जन्म से पैदाइशी कोई डिफेक्ट है, तब इनमें होता है. सो इट इज पॉसिबल टू हैव हार्ट अटैक इन ए यंगर पॉपुलेशन, होता है.
एंड सर, एक और सवाल आ रहा है हमारे यूजर का कि यदि फैमिली में हार्ट की बीमारी का इतिहास हो तो बच्चों को हार्ट अटैक का कितना खतरा है?
अगर यूजुअली व्हाट हैपेंस इज, जितनी जो कॉन्जेनिटल डिसऑर्डर्स हैं वो बचपन से ही पता ही चल जाता है, जन्म के बाद फर्स्ट वीक्स में, एटलीस्ट फर्स्ट मंथ्स में पता चल जाता है कि इनका कोई जन्म से कोई डिफेक्ट है क्या नहीं. ये छोड़ के जो हार्ट डिजीज फैमिलियल है वो है कोरोनरी आर्टरी डिजीज. So familial coronary artery disease, excepting familial hypercholesterolemia, had homozygotes. That means very high bad cholesterol, more than 300 bad cholesterol या more than 200 bad cholesterol फैमिली में किसी का नहीं है, तो चांसेस है कि बचपन में हार्ट अटैक होता नहीं है. बट किसी मेंबर का, फर्स्ट डिग्री रिलेटिव्स का, अगर बैड कोलेस्ट्रॉल इज मोर देन 200, एलडीएल कोलेस्ट्रॉल मोर देन 200, उनके जो फर्स्ट डिग्री रिलेटिव्स हैं उनमें फिर बचपन में हार्ट अटैक हो सकता है. अदरवाइज नॉर्मली कोरोनरी आर्टरी डिजीज एज ए कॉज ऑफ हार्ट अटैक बचपन में नहीं होता है।
राइट। सो आजकल सर ऐसा हम देखते हैं, बिकॉज एवरीबडी, मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल आर वर्किंग, ऑफिस जाते हैं, स्ट्रेस और एंजाइटी लेवल काफी बढ़ जाता है लोगों का। तो क्या उससे भी हार्ट पे असर पड़ सकता है? कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आ सकते हैं अगर ज्यादा स्ट्रेस या एंजाइटी हो तो?
यस, तो उसमें दो टाइप के होते हैं। तो एक है एक्यूट स्ट्रेस, सडन स्ट्रेस। सडन स्ट्रेस जब होता है तो उसको हम ब्रोकन हार्ट सिंड्रोम कहते हैं। तो उसमें क्या होता है, सडन सर्ज जो कैटेकोलामाइंस होते हैं, पर्सन हैज एक्यूट हार्ट अटैक। सो दैट इज कॉल्ड टाकोसुबो कार्डियोमायोपैथी और सडन हार्ट अटैक और स्ट्रेस कार्डियोमायोपैथी। पूरा जो पिक्चर है दैट बिहेव्स लाइक एक्यूट हार्ट अटैक, एक्यूट एमआई, बट उनमें कोरोनरी आर्टरी एंजियोग्राफी करने से पता चल जाए कि एंजियोग्राफी नॉर्मल है, बट हार्ट के मसल वीकनेस आ गया, ईसीजी चेंजेस है, हार्ट अटैक के सारे साइंस है। ट्रीटमेंट है कि जैसे हार्ट अटैक होता है ऐसे ट्रीटमेंट होते हैं, बट द ब्यूटीफुल पार्ट ऑफ इट, जैसे जैसे मन की स्टेजेस ठीक हो जाते हैं, स्ट्रेस चला जाता है, धीरे 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 हार्ट भी ठीक हो जाता है। 95% ऑफ द पेशेंट्स हार्ट एकदम ठीक हो जाता है, नॉर्मल हो जाता है। सो दैट इज acute stress. Chronic stress, chronic stress causes high blood pressure and also high adrenaline surge. So either it goes way blood pressure धीरे 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 बढ़ता है, या तो आपकी हार्ट के ऊपर जो आपका हार्ट रेट बढ़ता है, आपकी डिमांड बढ़ता है आपका, इसी से आपका धीरे 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 कॉरोनरी ब्लॉकेजेस चालू हो जाता है। जैसे आपका एलडीएल कोलेस्ट्रॉल जो 100 से नीचे होना चाहिए वो 120 है, एंड यू आर नॉट नोइंग, बट स्ट्रेसफुल लाइफ है, आप 7 घंटा आपको एवरी नाइट सोना चाहिए, आप 4 घंटा 4.5 घंटे नींद ले पाते हो, और इस नींद का क्वालिटी भी अच्छा नहीं है। आप रात को 8:30 बजे घर आते हो, डिनर करके सो जाते हो, फिर यू गेट अप एट 7 o'clock एंड रश टू द ऑफिस। नाउ यू डोंट हैव टाइम फॉर एक्सरसाइज, यू डोंट स्पेंड टाइम विथ योर चिल्ड्रेन, right? You don't do meditation, don't do yoga, don't do any exercise. So obviously you are prone to the stress related cardiovascular manifestation. You're likely to have atherosclerosis or blockages, minor or major blockages in the artery, and one day some of them might just rupture and blockage, and then you might have a heart attack.
मिस्टर जतिन गांधी का सवाल है, वी ऑल्सो सी वेरी वाइड स्प्रेड यूज ऑफ मल्टीविटामिन्स दीज डेज। Does everyone need multivitamins, or the ads that promote multivitamins also somehow mislead us?
No, it is $1 billion industry, and it's a very very unfortunate part. Suppose you could just donate one day's vitamin price. You could have a 100-bedded hospital in every district every day, right? That much money is spent on vitamins in India. So it is not required unless there is a vitamin deficiency, like vitamin D deficiency or a vitamin B12 deficiency or a thiamine deficiency, or a particular vitamin clinically is deficient. You don't require supplement. Normal diet is sufficient. Excepting vegetarian diet, particularly in northern India, vegetarian diet is deficient in vitamin B12, because vitamin B12 mainly comes from animal source. So, vitamin B12 needs to be supplemented in vegetarian population in northern India. That's what we have seen in our practice. So those people who take a lot of non-veg, or the seafood, usually they don't have that B12 deficiency. But these people, they have, those people who rely on mainly vegetarian diet. So by and large, no supplement is justified and to be given vitamin supplements unless there is a deficiency, because this is also medicine. And some of the vitamins, they do have high side effects.
Jatin has another question for you, sir. He says, since we are sitting in Delhi, could you also touch upon how pollution affects heart health? And I'm sure this is applicable to the users
Not,
who have joined from other
thank you.
cities.
Thank you bringing out this question. Actually, in WHO said this is the fourth leading cause of death in entire world, not in Delhi. So Delhi, of course, we have bad and poor air quality in most of the days of the year, but the entire country has a very poor air quality. So you have to do a lot, because particulate matter concentration is very important. The WHO standard is less than 60 ppm. The US standard is less than 15. So US and Canada and that part, they have 10 ppm, air quality index is 10. So you can imagine we have a 400 air quality index, right? And the best part of the year, we have around 60, 65, even in Delhi. If there is a good amount of rain, etc., we get 65. We never go to, 50, 55. So you can well imagine. So what you can do, best thing is that, you know, stop all form of combustion and stop the, car at the red light and use less, vehicular transmission or a transport. Use cycles instead. For short distance, one should have cycling paths or footpaths. Go for a walk rather than, taking out your car. And stop burning here and there. And everywhere you can see something is burning on the road. So that should be reduced. Then there should be mandatory coverage of the ground. That means the soil should be covered. And in India, you can see that soil is not covered. Soil is, barren. You're having constructions. Even government is doing constructions without covering. So all the governments of in the country are highest polluters. They should train, and they do first do their agencies. They should control the pollution, then going to the public. They can set an example. So government has to do very, very, major change in policy decision, urban planning, because there's a Delhi roads are there. You are in Delhi, so there is a cycling path. There's no way. You cannot go to your office with a cycle. So that is
Right,
the urban planning. So it's a faulty planning. They
exactly.
should, yeah, redo.
राइट सो अनदर क्वेश्चन इज अनमोल सिंह का एक सवाल है सर कि अगर हमें लग रहा है कि कुछ ऐसे सिम्टम्स आ रहे हैं हार्ट अटैक के एंड वो घर पर हैं, तो सबसे पहले उनको क्या करना चाहिए बाय द टाइम दे रीच हॉस्पिटल? घर पे कुछ ऐसा मतलब प्रिवेंटिव कर सकते हैं जिससे जब तक
See,
हॉस्पिटल जाए तब तक कुछ?
you should, first thing is that you should sit in a place, relax. फैन या एसी है तो ऑन कर दीजिए, कॉल फॉर हेल्प. एंड इफ यू हैव एस्पिरिन एट होम, डिस्प्रिन टैबलेट, उसको 1 टैबलेट और हाफ टैबलेट वट एवर, यू कैन च्यू इट, जस्ट च्यू इट एंड then call for help and ask your family members to take you to the nearest well-equipped hospital. Well-equipped, I mean any hospital which runs 24/7, which has ECG facilities, and ECG can be done and interpreted within 10 minutes of arrival, so that they can tell you, yes, you have acute heart attack and you need acute angioplasty right now, or you need a clot buster medicine. We want to give a medicine which will dissolve the clot so the artery will be opened. Either of these two facilities should be available. Then that hospital facility I would recommend. But don't go to a diagnostic center where ECG will be done today and tomorrow you'll get the report. Then you have missed the train. So that's how. So immediately, I'll repeat, immediately sit down, take deep breath, relax, put on the fan and AC, whatever is there, and then take Disprin tablet if you have, chew it, and tell your family members to carry you to the nearest hospital where ECG can be done and interpreted within 10 minutes of arrival. And the doctors are there to advise you after reading the ECG that you need this or that.
राइट. सो आई एम श्योर अगर इन ये सारे टिप्स को हम फॉलो करेंगे तो हम अपने आप को कुछ हद तक इससे बचा सकते हैं. अब कुछ सवाल आ रहे हैं हमारे पास जो कि अगेन मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन या मिथ्स से जुड़े हो सकते हैं. सो उन सवालों को हम ले लेते हैं. एक सवाल आ रहा है कि पॉपुलर नैरेटिव इज दैट ऑलिव ऑयल इज गुड फॉर हार्ट हेल्थ एंड अदर फॉर्म ऑफ फैट इज बैड फॉर हार्ट हेल्थ. इज दिस ट्रू?
Yeah, this is true. And this is largely data comes from Mediterranean diet. In Mediterranean people, they take olive oil as the cooking medium, and also they supplement their oil with olive oil. So use of olive oil or olive oil supplement in the diet or in salads, particularly extra virgin olive oil. If you are supplementing in salads, then you can reduce the chances of heart attack. It's true and scientific, and we should practice this. At least we should use extra virgin olive oil in our salads.
राइट. एंड आई एम श्योर जितने भी हाउस मेकर्स हैं, हाउस वाइफ्स हैं, या अगर कोई, आई एम श्योर खाना सब जब भी व्हेनेवर दे कुक दे थिंक, या बिफोर ऑर्डरिंग दे थिंक कि हम क्या कौन सा ऑयल यूज करें, तो आई एम श्योर नाउ यू नो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू.
Yeah. So
We have
olive
two
oil for
questions.
cooking, olive oil for cooking, extra virgin olive oil for salad dressing. Because
Yes,
see, yeah, they're different.
right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, okay, next question is Jatin asks again, since okay, so फैक्ट चेकिंग करते हैं, जैसे विश्वास न्यूज में भी हम फैक्ट चेक करते हैं, हर टॉपिक पे करते हैं, हेल्थ इज वन ऑफ देम. सो हाउ कैन फैक्ट चेकर्स एंड जर्नलिस्ट्स help doctors in dispelling myths and misinformation about heart health?
Yeah, journalist and the media is a very, very strong pillar of not only democracy, health also. Really, a collaboration between a good practitioner or scientifically oriented health practitioner and one journalist can save many lives. One scientifically oriented doctor and one journalist, if they have a liaison, then they can give very good information. They can motivate the people. They can change the lives of many, many people. They can save many, many hearts. So it's a very, very strong, area where we need more scientifically oriented journalism and truth-oriented journalism and unbiased information, and so that people are benefited. And we are sitting at the tip of cardiovascular epidemic, and India is the house of the highest number of heart-related victims, heart attacks, and heart disease patient, heart failure patients. So we have to do a lot, and we only can do it if we combine good journalism with good scientifically validated information from the practitioners or the scientists.
राइट. अंकिता कुमारी आस्क, क्या हमें हार्ट एक्सपर्ट से या कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट से रेगुलर चेकअप करवाना चाहिए एज अ नॉर्मल पर्सन? आई मीन, इफ आई एम करेक्ट, दिस इज द क्वेश्चन.
नहीं, आप डिसाइड नहीं करेंगे कि आपका कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाना चाहिए क्या नहीं. आपका जो फैमिली फिजिशियन है उनके पास चाहिए. हाइट और वेट के हिसाब से आप देख लीजिए आपका बॉडी मास इंडेक्स क्या है. बॉडी मास इंडेक्स इज कैलकुलेटेड एट हाइट in centimeter, weight in kg divided by height in square meter. So 60 kg divided by say 1.6.
Right.
That value should come as less than 22.9. 23 and above body mass index in Asian Indians is high. अगर body mass index आपका 23 या उससे ज्यादा है, 23 से ऊपर है, तो आपका body mass index high है. That means you need to curtail your weight. First thing. Second thing, आप एक्सरसाइज कितना करते हैं. हम रिकमेंड ये करते हैं कि 150 मिनट्स पर वीक, एटलीस्ट 30 मिनट्स मोस्ट ऑफ द डेज ब्रिस्क वॉक और जॉगिंग, साइकिलिंग, स्विमिंग आपको करना चाहिए. आइदर ऑफ दिस टू, 4, राइट. Then you should do some kind of yoga or stretching exercise also. Yoga is the exercise of the mind, which reduces the mental tension. Some asanas and stretching exercise to maintain the body muscles. Then 7 hours sleep. And checking your cholesterol. If you are above 6 years of age, at least once you should check your cholesterol. अगर हुआ नहीं, then at the school entry, any time. ये भी नहीं हुआ तो 16 to 18 years एज में एक बार कोलेस्ट्रॉल होना चाहिए. अगर वो भी नहीं हुआ तो जब when you are entering into the job, that time ये होना चाहिए. अगर आपका कोलेस्ट्रॉल नॉर्मल है तो after 5 years you should recheck. Normal cholesterol, I mean that good cholesterol is more than 45. HDL cholesterol. Bad cholesterol or LDL cholesterol less than 100. Triglyceride or ugly cholesterol less than 150. And total cholesterol less than 150. अगर ये चारों आप मीट कर रहे हैं, that means your cholesterol is fine. Then एक बार आपका blood glucose होना चाहिए. Fasting blood glucose should be less than 100. Between 100 and 125 it is pre-diabetes. 126 and above is diabetes.
ओके सो अब सर आपके कुछ फैंस भी हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं. कृतिका सेज माय grandmother is treated by Dr. Tapan Ghosh and 2 years back and he's the best doctor in NCR. I'm sure.
Right.
So and I think there are your patients and fans joining this call because we heavily promoted this session. Okay,
Okay.
we'll take another question. Smoking से क्या वाकई में हार्ट अटैक से खतरा बढ़ जाता है? यदि हाँ
बहुत
तो क्यों?
बहुत बहुत
और
बढ़ता है. नो स्मोकिंग. They see no smoking, even no friendship with smokers. And if I
passive
take,
smoking
yeah,
also.
yeah, exactly, that you got it. So it is seen that the spouses of the smokers, if the husband is smoking, wives have higher heart attack. If the wife is smoking, husband has the higher heart attack. So the friendship with smokers is not good, right?
Right.
Now, the issue is, how do you prevent? See, we should have non-smoking areas everywhere, and all the offices should promote that it's a non-smoking area. And I think smoking ban should be universal, and we should try and tell everyone. Particularly these days, there is vaping. Everybody thinks that the vaping is not, heart, bad for heart. Vaping also equally bad for heart. Both conventional tobacco smoking, chewing tobacco. So tobacco consumption in any form or vaping, both are bad for heart and increases the heart attack risk by more than 2 to 3 fold.
Right. Yeah, so smoking is injurious to health. जैसे कि advertisements में भी दिखाते हैं, लिखा भी होता है, but still people
जी,
do it.
जी,
So, and obvious and passive smoking is even worse. So we should avoid friendship with smokers, like sir said. And if your spouse is smoking, so obviously you cannot avoid him or her, but you can always tell them that this is not good for
yeah, you
them.
should modify, his habit or her habit.
Exactly. Another question is Alfaz Ansari पूछ रहे हैं I have been feeling a lot of stress and anxiety since last 1 year and I'm also taking medicines but when I stop taking medicines I start feeling the stress and anxiety again. So how long will this last? Or I think it's more related to health question. So if you can give some advice as in how to get rid of stress and anxiety.
See, this is at the mental level. It's an adaptation to your thinking and expectation from the society or environment and what you are getting. This mismatch causes this kind of symptoms. So what I would advise that look into your life again and look into the areas where you can modify your, what you are asking. Yeah. Can you draw a line as per your capacity? Then sleep, 7 hours sleep, good diet, and exercise. Good exercise program reduces chances of getting into depression because it increases the 5-hydroxytryptamine level and reduces the chances of depression. So it is seen that those people who exercise regularly, they are less depressed. Otherwise, 25% of the population will have some kind of depression, particularly in the elderly age group. So we always advise that you should exercise regularly and sleep for 7 hours. Meditation helps, concentration or anything, praying to your deity, praying to your God, and, maintaining a regular life cycle and having a balanced diet. Social interaction, very, very important. It takes you a psychological, health to a higher level. If you're living for yourself, you're likely to, you're likely to get stumbled in your life, likely to get a problem. If you're living for others, if you're living for society, then there is a lot of joy. Every day is a good day and your, depression, etc. will vanish. So try to live for others rather than yourself, right?
Right. So try to live for others, not, and we don't have to be selfish about
That's
us,
right.
right? Okay. So, sir, अभी हम smoking की बात कर रहे थे, तो एक सवाल आ रहा है कि can the effects of smoking on the heart be reversed after quitting? If yes, after how many years does the reversal start?
Reversal starts immediately after quitting, and there's substantial reduction after 1 year or so, and after 5 years the risk becomes like a non-smoker. So you should smoke, if you're smoking, then immediately you should quit and reap the benefit. It starts immediately.
Right. एक सवाल आते जा रहे हैं एंड आई एम श्योर टाइम इज लिमिटेड, सो वी कैन टेक द मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चंस इन द
Yeah,
लिमिटेड
yeah,
टाइम,
and go
बिकॉज
quickly.
आप सर को भी आई एम श्योर काफी पेशेंट्स वेट कर रहे होंगे। अनदर क्वेश्चन इज स्लीपिंग ऑन स्टमक साइड, पेट के बल लेटने से भी क्या हार्ट पे कुछ असर पड़ता है?
Nothing, nothing. It's a myth.
Nothing, it's a myth. Okay. Okay, next is I don't consume any intoxicating substance. Then why doesn't the stress and anxiety go away? I think that's the follow-up
I told
question.
you. I told you. See, you have to do exercise of the mind. So whenever we say exercise of the mind, see, as a medical do exercise. Exercise is of the body. So assess the body is, jogging, cycling, swimming, etc. Exercise of the mind is yoga and meditation. And please know that yoga and meditation has been endorsed by not only World Health Organization, American College of Cardiology prescriptions. So in my prescription, I always write down yoga. Yoga is what? We understand that yoga is, only asanas. Asanas is one part of yoga. There are 8 steps or 8 parts in yoga. It starts with yam, niyam, yamash, niyam. Then pranayam, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, yoga. So if you really learn the practice of yoga, then you can control your mind. And if you control your mind, then you will not be slave to your mind. Mind will be your slave, right? Like your hand is your slave. You tell this to go in this direction, it goes. I tell you to point towards you, I'm pointing towards you. This finger is my slave. I'm not the slave of the finger. Mind also is like that. Mind is a slave. You are the master. What's happening is here, mind becomes the master and you become a slave. That should not be there. You should reverse this. Control the mind. Tell the mind, you stop thinking now. It's a sleep time, right? That's you should master.
राइट, सो काफी सारे सवालों के भी हमने सर आपने जवाब दिया। सम वर रिलेटेड डायरेक्टली टू द हेल्थ एंड सम वर रिलेटेड टू मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट हेल्थ एंड हार्ट हेल्थ। अनुराग मिश्रा का सवाल है, डू इरेटिक मील टाइमिंग अफेक्ट हार्ट हेल्थ? हाउ imbalance of protein and
Yes.
carbs in diet spoil heart health?
Yeah. So first thing is in the timings. So here's two parts of his question. One is a composition of the diet. That's the second part. First part was the timing, right? So timings, irregular timings is very, very dangerous and bad. We should eat small meals at frequent intervals, 2.5 to 3 hours interval, at least 5 meals a day, 3 major meals, 2 snacks. That's our advice. If you take 6 meals, that is far better than taking 5 meals. And 2 portions should be fruits. And you should take at least 500, 600 grams of green leafy vegetable and fruits together. Gap between meals, if it is too long, I mean there's a wide gap, then what happens is body tries to manufacture the bad or storage form of the cholesterol. The triglyceride goes high, good cholesterol, HDL goes low, and the insulin level goes high. And then gradually you try to become a insulin resistance syndrome. Then you gain weight, your blood pressure goes up, then your chances of getting into diabetes goes higher, and there is metabolic syndrome. Just because by irregular timing you have made your good system into a bad system of metabolic syndrome. So it's very important to have regular meals, at least 3 major meals and 2 snacks in the diet. Second part is the composition. The diet, actually in our diet, mostly people, they consume very, very high carbohydrate. High carbohydrate and low protein diet and high fat diet is dangerous. And that is a harbinger or the forerunner of diabetes and hypertension and coronary artery disease and high cholesterol. So you should take at least not more than 45-50% should come from carbohydrate, and at least 1 gram per kg body weight, good quality protein, and 30 ml of fat in per head per day. That's the composition. So you should do in that way. So it's a balanced diet, balanced in fat, protein, and carbohydrate, and other nutrients, fibers, etc. are very important.
There is another follow-up question by Anurag Mishra. He says sometimes it is seen that the cholesterol level is around the balance limit, but still heart attack occurs. So which test rules out heart attack that a normal person should do?
नहीं, actually, most of what you're taking is around the normal limit is wrong, actually. I have seen time and again, because I have been practicing cardiology, interventional cardiology for 30 years, and I have seen what the people perceive as normal. Say 110 LDL, they perceive it as normal. I've been telling that less than 100 without heart disease, without diabetes, or without blood pressure. If you have any risk factor, say if you're diabetes, then your LDL cholesterol should be less than 70, not 100. So actually you are thinking that your cholesterol is fine. I'm 100. I have blood sugar level of 110 and the bad cholesterol is 100. I'm fine. No, it is high. That's why you get. So, please remember, in our population, as per the latest study, 80% of the population has some kind of cholesterol abnormality. And this is the commonest risk factor in the population. 80%, 80. That means 8 out of 10% has cholesterol abnormality in our society. So you have to act. You should know the cholesterol numbers.
Right.
Yes.
Another question is by Satish Kumar. क्या माइग्रेन की मेडिसिन से हार्ट अटैक के चांसेस इंक्रीज होते हैं?
देखिए, नॉन स्टेरॉयडल एंटी इन्फ्लेमेटरी ड्रग्स अगर ज़्यादा यूज़ करते हैं, उसमें माइग्रेन की, उसमें अगर NSAID है, जो पेन किलर्स हैं, वो अगर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ पेन किलर होते हैं. एक तो जनरली पैरासीटामोल, विच इज़ द सेफेस्ट, राइट? पैरासीटामोल इज द सेफेस्ट. Other than paracetamol, most of the drugs are pro-atherogenic and pro-thrombotic. They have action on the coagulation system. They increase the risk.
So another question is, I mean, we are getting a lot many questions, so and I think time up भी होने वाला है, and I think by the time our executive president joins back, he might be facing some technical issue. We can take another 2-3 questions. Jatin asked, since you mentioned insulin, does intermittent fasting help in reversing metabolic syndrome, or is it just another fad, yeah, misconception?
No, intermittent fasting is not advisable. That is not based on the scientific evidence, and the data are upcoming. It has a danger also. It is a chances of ketoacidosis, and we have seen it causes a rapid weight loss in some individuals, even ketosis, even heart attack. So we do not advise intermittent fasting. What we advise you, gradually curtailing the calorie and regular exercise. This is how we.
राइट.
Yeah.
सो अभी हम लाइफस्टाइल की बात कर रहे थे, खाने पीने की हैबिट्स की बात कर रहे थे, तो अगला क्वेश्चन इसी से मिलता जुलता है. व्हाट आर सम हार्ट हेल्दी फूड्स दैट यू वुड रिकमेंड टू योर पेशेंट्स?
So, let's start with the breakfast.
Which is
Colorful breakfast.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, colorful breakfast, colorful life, and a long life, and less heart attack. So, what is a colorful breakfast? It should be having green leafy vegetable sources. Should have an apple, should have carrots, should have tomatoes, which are normally colorful material. Tomato is a very good source of antioxidant. Tomato has, lycopene, which is a natural source of vitamin, which is an antioxidant. Normally, what happens, every day our body wears and tears, and these colorful foods, they take the free radicals and oxygen free radicals, and the negative part of the metabolism, they absorb and they clear it. So your breakfast should be a balanced breakfast and colorful breakfast with a lot of green leafy vegetables and fruits. So that's how you should have starting of the day. And then how much fruit I should eat? It is recommended that fruits and vegetables should be 600 gram per head per day for every individuals, right? Then comes calorie intake. Calorie should be balanced. Now, if you're maintaining a normal weight and your body mass index is fine, then 30 calories per kg. Suppose you're 60 kg, 30 into 60 is 1800. 1800 is calories your diet. That should be divided into 6 meals. You can well imagine how small will be your meals, right? The
Right.
problem, our portions are very, very big. We have to come down to smaller portions and frequent meals. Should have a lot of green leafy vegetables, salads. Then you should have no added salt. That means the salt should be given during the cooking only. Everybody knows that little salt is very good, it's divine. And salt to taste, no table salt or extra salt. Then sugar, the white sugar and the salt, these are the two poisons of this century. So reduce their consumption. Use, say, brown sugar, etc. Right? Jaggery you can use. Better to use less and less of sugary or sweet products. Aerated drinks, cold drinks should not be regularly consumed. Once in a while for a party or something, gathering, that's fine. But every day in your life, this aerated drinks which are sold in the market should not be the part of your diet or food. Then comes your protein. Protein 1 gram per kg body weight in 24 hours. And water intake should be good, 2 to 3 liters per day. And I think I told you the oil, 30 ml per head per kg, good quality oil, which does not solidify in the room temperature. That means no ghee, no butter. Other mustard oil you can use, safflower, sunflower, or a canola oil you can use. Olive oil is the best.
I'm sure हमने मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चंस के जवाब हमें मिल चुके हैं एंड हेल्थ से रिलेटेड मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन से रिलेटेड भी काफी सवाल पूछे गए हैं। इस सेशन को मैं क्लोज करूं, इनफैक्ट मैं क्लोज नहीं करूंगी, हमारे साथ राजेश सर जुड़े हैं। एज आई इंट्रोड्यूस, ही इज द एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ जागरण न्यू मीडिया। सर मैं चाहूंगी, क्योंकि राजेश सर इज द ड्राइविंग फोर्स बिहाइंड दिस विश्वास न्यूज, जो एंड इनफैक्ट इंटायर जागरण न्यू मीडिया, जो हम फैक्ट चेकिंग करते हैं, मीडिया लिटरेसी करते हैं, और आज हम हेल्थ लिटरेसी पे बात कर रहे हैं। सर इज बिहाइंड ऑल दिस, इट्स हिज आइडिया बिहाइंड ऑल दिस। सो मैं नहीं बोलूंगी सर, मैं ऑलरेडी 1 घंटे से इस सेशन
All right, all right.
नाउ
Thank
आई
you.
हैंड ओवर टू यू। आप प्लीज टेक ओवर फ्रॉम हियर एंड आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू टू क्लोज दिस सेशन। थैंक यू।
All right, thank you. Thank you. First of all, Dr. Ghosh, thank you so very much. You are great advice. So personally, मैंने भी आपकी एडवाइस नोट करी है और होपफुली हमारे सुनने वाले इसमें पार्टिसिपेंट जो हमारे साथी हैं सभी लोगों ने नोट की होंगी। थैंक यू वेरी मच डॉक्टर। बस मैं एक इसको कंक्लूड करना चाहूँगा। सो बेसिकली हम पूरे देश भर में इस तरह के प्रोग्राम्स चलाते हैं, हम लोग ग्राउंड में भी जाते हैं, लोगों से बात करते हैं। सो हेल्थ लिटरेसी क्यों चाहिए? हेल्थ लिटरेसी के लिए बहुत बेसिक बात है। डॉक्टर साहब तो आगे सलाह दे देंगे, लेकिन मानना आपको जरूरी है, आपको एक्सिक्यूट करना आपको जरूरी है, इम्प्लीमेंट करना आपको जरूरी है। राइट? हेल्थ लिटरेसी से आप अगर बेसिक चीजें भी आप अगर लेंगे तो आप बीमारियों से बच नहीं सकते तो कम जरूर कर सकते हैं उसकी आशंका। राइट? और गलत दवाएं नहीं लेंगे, आप गलत डाइट नहीं लेंगे, बीमार कम पड़ेंगे। और कब अस्पताल जाना है, कैसे अस्पताल जाना है, किससे मिलना है, ये जानना भी जरूरी है। तो डॉक्टर से बात करते हैं इस तरह के सेमिनार्स में तो हमें ये भी पता चलता है और उससे आपका पैसा भी बचता है। सो इन अ वे लिटरेसी यही काम करती है। लेकिन मूल बात तो ये है कि डॉक्टर घोष साहब ने जो बात कही है हमें इन्हें बहुत अच्छे से अपनी लाइफ में अमल करना चाहिए, यही कहना चाहूंगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू डॉक्टर, थैंक यू उर्वशी और हमारे सारे कलीग्स। Thank you, Vishwas News. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.